we can see that there's a lot of problems in the world. The United States owes more money than the rest of the world combined. Inflation and unemployment are way, way understated. The government is militarizing into a police state, buying billions of rounds of ammunition, armored vehicles, defense rifles, which when we buy the same rifle, it's called an assault rifle to them, body armor, and targets of civilians, just U.S. citizens in their own homes. Children, old folks, pregnant women. Those are the new targets. Also, there have been numerous new viruses like SARS, H1N1, the swine flu, which is the same strand as the Spanish flu, which is why I think it didn't do much harm. Most of us have the antibodies, so. But then there's several bird flu strains. H5N1, H5N7, H5N9. New viral outbreaks keep happening. There's usually a large pandemic every century or so, and we're way past due for a major epidemic. And also, Mother Nature throws a fit every now and then and hits us with a natural disaster. Major snowstorms, giant tsunamis, huge hurricanes. These can cut off supply lines, leaving you in a city full of desperate, hungry people. Whatever you think may be the most likely scenario for shit to happen, it's a good idea to be ready for it. Good idea to get to know your neighbors and stand together. It may mean defending your neighborhood from marauders and rapists, murderers, like they did in Katrina. Some people would say you're crazy, but the definition of insanity, according to Mr. Webster, is trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Like these people relying on the government for security over and over. It took 5 days for FEMA to get water to the superdome. 5 days. The human body can only make it 3 days without water. Does anybody else see a problem with that? You're out of your mind to leave the fate of your family's lives to Uncle Sam. A Supreme Court ruling said that the police were not responsible for your safety. This means the only one responsible for your family's safety and your own is you. That's why I want to talk about the Mosin Nagant. It's a cheap rifle. Military surplus. It's seen combat. Simple to use. For those that are on a very, very, very tight budget, it's a good option. For those of you who have extra money, doing a little bit better than the rest, well, you can buy a couple of these and put them aside. You don't have to use it yourself, probably. But in a Katrina type situation, we've got looters and rapists and murderers running around. You could hand them to your neighbor, and you have a reason to trust them now. Hey, look, it's your family along with theirs. The enemy of your enemy, right? The Mosin is a very high quality, accurate military surplus rifle. Heavily used in World War II. It's a Russian sniper rifle, or some were set up to be, but it can be effective up to 1,000 meters. That's a powerful round. It's ideal for hunting and long-distance target shooting. It'd be a very good way to go. 7.62 by 5.4 is very similar ballistically in performance to a .30-06. You have several aftermarket parts. Modern sporter stocks, lights, lasers, muzzle brakes, compensators, bipods, slings, scopes, and other optics. Not recommended if you're just doing it to stock up and put aside to arm your neighbors if shit hits the fan. But you could do it, or encourage them to buy it. These rifles are looking probably $160 around there somewhere. That's pretty affordable. If you put a little bit of money aside, anybody can get it. Maybe you can talk them into buying one. Now, keep in mind, because the Mosin fires such a powerful round, so it's popular for deer hunting, but probably not a good idea to use for just home defense. Somebody's in your house at night. This is more shit hit the fan type scenario. Remember, you're responsible for the damage inflicted on others if you're firing in self-defense. But in a time of lawlessness, and you've got guys coming towards your neighborhood, well, it might be a different story when your lives are on the line. The rifles go for about $160, $100 to $160, depending on where you look, at least in Austin. That's pretty affordable. If you have the money, buy a couple, put them aside. Be fun to target shoot, and if shit hits the fan, pass one on to your neighbors. You can buy big old surplus 440 round spam cans. They run from $100 to $130. Say you got 4 rifles, 1 spam can. It's 110 rounds, 4 rifles, and you got your. Let's say you have a different rifle. Well, just hand that to the neighbors. Hey, look, man, these guys are coming. We've got shit happening. You know, the hurricane just made sure the police ain't gonna get this call, and it's up to us to defend our families. Here, take this. You know, just watch out for each other. That'd be a very good option to have on hand for cheap. If you have a little bit more money, I recommend you check out my tactical setup on a tight budget video. Couple more options, but they'll cost you a little bit more. In the long run, I think it'd be worth it. However, this is if you are gonna arm up a small group for cheap, or you want to buy some extra rifles because your neighbors don't see a problem, and you know it might come in handy to arm them up later for defending your neighborhood together. Anyway, just something to think about, guys.